Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Shawtee Devi. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video about the upcoming eclipse in Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. And this will be a very intense eclipse, as this creates a lot of very extreme events. Now, I'm going to give you this little map which shows you which countries this eclipse will be visible and which will see the most events and themes. But remember, the events of the eclipses affect us all individually as well. So it's just showing us where the most themes in the world will present themselves, but that does not mean that it won't affect everyone in different ways, or that it won't affect other countries too. Now, it's going to be in Purva Bhadrapada. This is the first stage of enlightenment, when the soul leaves the body and has to face the ego. So in mundane astrology, this is extreme events because the ego is fighting back. Now, this is Ma Kali as well. Ma Kali destroys the demons, which is our ego, our lower nature. But for some people, their lower nature takes over in this nakshatra. And then that's where we see destruction on the material realm. This is where a sacrifice must take place. It creates sudden changes and sudden events of chaos to help us disconnect from the material realm. And Rahu is here amplifying this. It's a lightning bolt, which is Kundalini, or this is lightning that can just destroy you if you can't handle this type of energy and you're not ready for this transformation. It's to help you get rid of your materialistic desire, all of a sudden having to do things in a flash, flashes of knowledge, flashes of insight. Can also bring problems of sexuality, especially health problems. We're seeing this all over the US with rising problems of STDs. But this is also extramarital affairs, sexual violence can happen, themes of pornography. This is about wealth and the division of it. A lot of this eclipse has to do with wealth and this whole month. This is the front part of the funeral cot, the exit from this world, and this could be spiritually or this could be literally as in death. This is about people who are two-faced, who lead a double life, seem to be a very nice person when you meet them, but behind the scenes, they are very violent. They can be violent and destructive. And I'm just giving you the events that can happen in mundane astrology. Please understand, if you have these placements, this does not mean this is you. This is the lower nature of this nakshatra, which happens to play out in mundane astrology. But usually people who have these placements, a lot of them end up being victims of these types of people. Or it also has to do with knowledge and spiritual enlightenment. So people who don't have this darker side to them, which is the majority, they end up being very educated and spiritually enlightened. The moon is here. The destruction and the destructive people or two-faced can be women, mothers. And the moon is in Aries Navamsha, conjunct Rahu, which can make very violent acts and intensify them, especially in matters of war, the medical industry and civil servants. The symbol is a sword, so it's showing something has to be cut off. Like I mentioned, like the ego, for example, but it can be literal deaths, endings, injuries, things that require medical attention. This is represented by the devil card, which is the ego, the nakshatra of the elite societies, secret societies, the Illuminati, those who do rituals for wealth, Freemasonry, those who worship the Baphomet, the darker side of the Baphomet. But there's two sides to the Baphomet, the one that leads to enlightenment, the one that leads to the lower chakras. Something must be destroyed for purification purposes, and this is the nakshatra where bad karma from past lives comes out, because it's here to be destroyed. Now, there can be a lot of deceit, there could be diabolical events, cruelty as our lower nature and traits take a hold, but we must sever them, dissolve them. Black magic runs rampant here. Many use this kind of power on society because it's all about revenge. Those who will do anything to obtain their desires. It's a good one to turn suffering into spiritual growth, like fasting, for example, things that are very hard to do, or sadhana, extreme sadhana. It can make people victims of crimes, like I said, where we see the most crimes is this nakshatra. So this brings the negative karma of someone who's only concerned for wealth in society. This could be the elites, people in power, and people in the medical industry, and fulfilling their own desires through business activities when they should be focused on society, which can cause suffering to them and their family. An overwhelming desire for wealth, because in this Navamsha that it goes into, it goes against righteousness and it goes against its own dharma and its own path. In the story, a man's grandson comes to stay with them, and there's a burglary in the home, but the grandson is falsely accused of this burglary, a young kid, and the grandson then ends his own life because of the pain of being wrongly accused. It's important to choose our words carefully, is what we need to learn here, because many can be a pain because Saturn is in Pisces. Making sure that our family doesn't suffer is important. Conflicts within the family and one's own desires can happen. And it's also important to make sure our family has enough resources. Now, this is going to be in Aquarius. What's Aquarius? Technology, humanity, rebellion, social circles, alliances, organizations, groups, inventions. Dipanchujiri calls this the zodiac sign of immortality. Becoming an immortal in the sense that people will remember you after you die. Your impact on society. Rahu amplifies this and says that we're going to have to make a change to make this impact. It uses technology. Now, that's AI. But this can also be setting up institutions, groups that help mankind, the power of a group, groups with a common desire, those who go against the old ways of doing things, or even corruption. But Rahu in here in Purva Bhadrapada can be controlled oppositions by the powers that be to change the way the masses do things or the way they think. This can involve money, financial institutions, banks, pensions, taxes, shared resources. Some can get cut off from luxury living, partners, celebrities, those with high statuses, women, leaders, children. Money can be made from the stock market. There can be some ups and downs, but it's a lot to do with technology and money. I have a whole video about Rahu aspecting Jupiter, trining Jupiter, and then you can watch it, and I talk a lot about money going digital. Emotions run high during eclipses. Rahu can take over, and Rahu is a demon who can bring our consciousness to the lower planes and create illusions and chaos. A sudden events that are unexpected, that are out of the box is what usually happens. Identity crisis can happen. This is the nakshatra of grief. Technology used for destructive purposes to go against mankind. Genetic manipulation, microchips, nanobots, AI with an agenda. Giving money, it's all about wealth, how it's distributed. It's where preserving ends and destruction begins. So it's where we go from Sri Vishnu into Lord Shiva. But there is a mass transformation happening in the entertainment industry. The moon is in Pada 1, which goes into Aries Navamsha. So it's about war, new beginnings, but there can be violence and aggression. This is the 6th house lord showing us that there's themes of debt, health matters, loans, civil servants, matters of war and enemies, the working class, territorial attacks, the nation's food reserve. Rahu is in Taurus Navamsha, showing us that we're dealing with wealth and money. It's trining Jupiter in the 5th house, the stock market, which is showing a transformation, a death and rebirth in the markets, sports, entertainment, and leaders. Saturn is in the 2nd house, so the focus is on money, family and values, digital currency, technology with a dark agenda, like I said, around money, trade, banks, taxes, interest rates, the stock exchange, and the economy, our values as well. And then Rahu and Purva Bhadrapada is showing us our values may not be righteous. It's about family, and there could be a reverse decision in money and family. This will affect the stock market, highs and lows. Saturn will slow things down. It'll make us work harder and karma to play out in these themes. But for some, money can increase because you're working hard for it, but then you have to spend it. Or some can see a decrease in their family members. Addiction issues can happen. Owning a home may become a little bit more difficult at this time. Some may be saving or spending money on education, children, the stock market, trade, or gambling. Many will be reducing the amount of spending on food that they consume and establish a strict routine. Teaching others a value system can be profitable. Weight loss will be a huge component of this. Many will become the head of their family and have to bear many responsibilities, and this could be due to children. Venus is in the 6th house, showing us that there are some analytical decisions to be made around money, relationships, and this could be made from an emotional standpoint, but also psychological. Health issues can pop up in the homelands, foreign nations, conflicts with foreigners, and foreign travel, education. Mental health will be big issues. Dealing with war in foreign countries, foreign trade, debt due to education. There is an ongoing split in direction with leaders and celebrities, and their reputations can be tarnished at this time. People are becoming more minimal, especially the beauty industry, like makeup, for example, becoming more minimal. A death and transformation with leaders, especially those who are pompous and full of pride. Conflicts can happen in the housing industry and the court system. Jupiter is in Purnarvasu Pada 2 in Taurus Navamsha. So just like Rahu, this is showing us that there are emphasis on wealth again, money, but family and the home, as Taurus is the 4th house. Jupiter in Purnarvasu is wealthy again. It's renewals, it's a second chance at something. And this can happen due to a split in direction in a relationship, business, or gambling in the stock market. In the story, there is an epidemic that happens and all the women's wealth is stolen. And it's about also a skin disease and an eye problem. So these things can pop up. The theme is using someone else's resources, again, without proper transaction because you believe you deserve it. And because they may be of a lower status, you believe you deserve it. People thinking they deserve something for free that they never earned. And then the sun will be in Pada 3 in Libra Navamsha, themes of relationships, balance, the court system, independence. And some leaders may die or go in a different direction, especially in the entertainment industry, like celebrities, for example. Some decision making may be limited or be based on ego rather than fairness. Some may not know what to do or say at this time as light seems to be dimming, and that can also be problems with communication, like power outages. Remember, during eclipses, we always have power outages. We have earthquakes, natural disasters, huge ones that happen all the time. Some may be thinking very illogically, especially in war, marriages, partnerships, or business. Some may want to go in a different direction business-wise, but it is advised to wait until the mind becomes more logical, not with the eclipse energy. Those who can handle this energy can use K2 and Mars for deep research or fast thinking. This has the ability to blow egos up, which can result in verbal arguments. All the planets in Purva Falguni is showing a split from luxury living into a minimal lifestyle, and for some that can be for spiritual reasons, and for others that could be because of the changes that happen, and that can be because of the stock market as well. Some leaders can see their reputation die or be tarnished. Now, the professions this will include is all death professions like morticians, people who are detectives that are trying to solve crimes, deaths. This is the dark side, black magicians, the elite of society, secret societies, pornography institute, sci-fi. This could be terrorists as well. There's just a lot of crime and criminals. It's a pharmaceutical industry and medical practitioners who administer poisons. People who deal with toxic substances, there could be a spill that happens. Things that pollute the environment, radicals that create violence, occultists, black magicians, the dark entertainment industry, the ones who do satanic rituals, horror, and the cemeteries. But also people who worship like Kali Ma, for example, Aghoris, Tantriks. And that's pretty much it. So I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.